Hello friends, welcome to Meal Sessions. Today I like to discuss about the concept called batch processing. So batch processing one of the most important concept in the mule in interview perspective and concept perspective. So from the means of standard documentation, this is a definition for the batch processing. So the term itself tells about the concept of batch processing. Batch processing, why this batch processing is required. So I divided this batch processing into three sessions. In the first session, I will discuss about the what is batch processing and why batch processing is required, in what use cases the batch processing used, a little introduction about the batch processing. And in the second session, I will deep dive to batch processing. What are the different phases of batch processing? What happens in each phase? So we discuss about those concepts. In the third session, we discuss about the I will show the practically the batch process demonstration in the third session. So let's start the batch processing. Why the batch processing required? If you see, batch processing is designed for reliable asynchronous processing of larger than memory data sets. So larger than memory data sets is one of the important point, and reliable and asynchronous. Keep these key points in mind. And what's it mean is, for example, you want to process a huge amount of data like 1 million records, right? So how we process the 1 million records? We need to load this entire data to a system memory, server memory, where you do processing, right? So, but your system or server memory is has some limitations, right? Sometimes we can't process the entire data to your system RAM. So there should be some way you can process these incoming data in batches, right? So what I can do, I don't process the 1 million records in one go. I will define some batches, like 1,000 records a batch, or some number of records a batch, and load some batches into the actual RAM, and I process the records, right? So that is one of the strategies. So batch processing itself, defines processing the data in a batches rather than the processing entire data in one go, right? And in this kind of processing, we need reliable and asynchronous processing. What this means? So if you process the 1 million record by record, one processing one record after record in sequential manner, it takes huge amount of time, right? So it's better to process these records in parallel. Okay, if parallel processing increases your performance, so I need some kind of parallelism concurrency in processing. And what's about the reliability is, you need to, in case of system crash, it's not guaranteed that 1 million records will process smoothly all the time. Sometimes we may face different kinds of errors, right? So in case of error, for suppose in the 1 million records you process a 99 um, 9 lakhs 99,000 records, right? In 1 million is 10 lakhs, right? So your system crashes when three or four records are left. Okay, so we successfully processed all the records, 9 lakhs 90,000 records, and at the end system got crashed. Then once system got resumed, you need to start processing from the record onwards. So your system is not capable enough to handle the failures or crashes, right? So system is not reliable. So we need a mechanism. You want the system more reliable. They can handle the crashes efficiently, error handling efficiently. So this batch processing in the mule addresses all these issues. It increases, we can manage our memory requirements by loading into batches, and we can process the records in parallel, And in case of crashes or errors, we can manage those errors or crashes efficiently. So the batch processing is the right candidate to do all these things, right? And when what use cases we use the batch processing? Batch processing majorly used in synchronizing data sets between different applications. So you want to transform, you have already a database, and we want to transform the database to the Salesforce. Is a regular, usual use case. Database, there are every day 10,000 records are loading, and you want to transform, process the records and process loads to the Salesforce, right? This is one of the use case we usually do, right? And extract, transform, and loading, these ETL jobs. Extract the data in one system and transform the data and load to the system. A similar kind of cloud system, uploading the data from platform to CSP. These are different use cases we use to use the batch processing. Okay. So in next session we discuss about different phases of the mule batch processing and what happens in each and every phase in detail. We deep dive the batch processing concept. Okay, thank you so much.